We've got Ryan Dawes, and his common sense question is, which will happen first, more scholarships or more assistant coaches?
Coaches. Because I think there's already been kind of a framework that has been discussed that is there. I mean, hell, I've heard somebody as recently as a couple years ago who tried to advocate for fewer scholarships. So I think that more coaches is there because that becomes a lot more of a voluntary issue depending on what level you're truly competing at. I don't think that any program, if we go up from like 85 to let's just say 90 even, that they're going to be programs that are like, well, that's all well and good, but we're only going to fund 85 scholarships. I think that you're going to have programs that are going to sit there, and if you say that you can go from 10 to 15, let's not even make it unlimited, but let's just add a significant percentage to it. You're still going to probably have some schools that are going to roll at 10 or 11 or 12. I don't think there's as much of a necessity to get to 15 if you're just there just to be part of the ride. But I don't think that anybody's necessarily going to leave scholarships on the table. And I think you're going to see more pushback from the membership of Division I FBS to do that because a lot of places are not necessarily rolling in the dough.
Yeah, I'd like to see Big Ten Power 5 go to 88 maybe, just to alleviate some of this pressure. And maybe MAC, those schools go down to 82 maybe, just because they can't afford it. And as far as the coaches, yeah, I think they're going to 11, just a matter of when. Do you need more than 11? I don't know. You got more money than God, so.
I think Ohio State would love to have 11. That way they could get James Laurinaitis out on the road recruiting right now. I think if you raise the scholarship limit to 88 or 90, they're going to go to camp with 94, or they're going to spend all summer with 94. They're always going to push as far as possible. I think if you raise the limit to say 90, that just takes away from the lower levels, and it's just the bigger schools hoarding players that could be playing somewhere else at a lower level. And I think we're trying to be more inclusive with the college football. That's what the 12-team playoff is for. So, I don't think you'll have some schools argue that we need more players because there are more games being played. And so, it's safer if we have more players, and that's a legitimate argument. But you don't have to, you can play freshmen. You don't have to redshirt people. You don't have to be stingy with who you play. You've got enough guys to play more. You just want to have more options to play the better players. It's not necessarily about safety. There's a little bit about safety, but you also want more skill. You're more concerned about putting worse players on the field, not more players on the field. And so I don't think you need to raise it. I think if you're concerned about player safety, play the guys that aren't, play more players. And if there are mistakes, that's, I guess, on the coaches and the recruiting.